From GNN, the global news network, a division of Totown Communications Company Japan. Japan Journal. With Mal Adams. A Black Buddha Productions joint, of Japan. And now, your host, Malcolm W. Adams.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Japan Journal. I'm your host, Mal Adams. One of the most striking frames from my archive shows me in conversation with President Jimmy Carter around the year 1984. It was more than just an interview. It was an exchange between a former U.S. president and a Black American journalist working abroad in Japan, bridging perspectives across oceans. That moment spoke to the reach of our voices and the responsibility that comes with reporting the truth on a global stage. Another photograph captures me alongside the legendary Dizzy Gillespie, his presence filling the room with energy. Jazz was and remains an international language, and that particular snapshot represents the power of culture to cross borders. Standing there with Dizzy, I was reminded how music and journalism often share the same mission: to tell stories that move people, to break down walls, and to connect communities across the continents. So, there is also the vivid memory of standing with the beautiful Jamaican artist Diana King, whose voice carried a fire that audiences from Kingston to Tokyo could feel. That image is not simply about celebrity. It represents the strength and the creativity of the African diaspora and how our voices and artistry have influenced the world stage. It is a reminder that Black cultural expression has always been both local and global, carrying echoes of freedom wherever it travels. And then there's the poster for my show, This Week in Japan. It was my weekly CNN broadcast sent out across the world for nearly 5 years. And that broadcast became a bridge, telling Japan's stories to an international audience at a time when such access was very rare. We had a good time doing that show, and a lot of these photos come from that series. Alongside that, another image captures me with the young Wynton Marsalis at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., presenting his pianist, Lawston Harris, with the very first CD produced by Totown Records, Lawston's debut CD. And Japan's first Black-owned record label, Totown Records, named for Motown, the Motown of Tokyo, Totown. That particular moment reflected both history and vision, paying homage to the roots of Motown while planting seeds for a new chapter of Black ownership and artistry in Tokyo. These photographs are just few of the glimpses from a much larger journey, decades of reporting, producing, and documenting the voices that shaped history. They serve as milestones, leading toward the upcoming release of the Autobiography of Brother Malcolm in Japan, due to drop in June 2026. It's a work chronicling 57 years in broadcast journalism across the United States and Japan. And it is both a record and a reflection of an account of these people, places, and stories that continue to define my life's work. So we'll update you more about this as the book evolves. Thank you very much for joining us. You have a great day. Thank you. Peace.
They distort. We dissect. They distract. We investigate. Japan Journal with Mal Adams. Facts. Courage. No apologies.
The air buzzed with tension as Mal Adams stepped into the bright Tokyo venue. Mal's voice cut through the noise as he asked his first question, the room holding its breath. Mal pressed on, his determination unwavering despite evasive answers. Chilling final words left in eerie silence as the press conference came to an abrupt end. Alone with his thoughts, Mal grappled with the weight of the unanswered questions.
Stay tapped into this edition of Japan Journal with Mal Adams for the answers you seek in the top stories of the day. You'll be glad you did. Japan Journal with Mal Adams. Facts, courage, no apologies.